Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Zelda Speedruns. We've got a Link to the Past NMG race for you. This is Eriror versus FoxLisk, and we've got Tam commentating. Go ahead and take it away, Tam.
Hey, thanks. Yeah. Should be a good race. Been looking forward to this one. I think we should be starting in just a little bit. Yeah, this is a race in the Tower of Hera division. It's a one-on-one race. Both races won their first race and lost last week, so despite that, still two good runners. We should hope for a good race today. Once it gets started, of course.
We've got a little bit of a issue with one of the runners' sound, so they're trying to work that out before they start the race. As long as we're waiting, since I haven't been following this tournament, can you explain, is there a method to the different Tower of Hera versus Hyrule Castle different divisions? Are they just ways of breaking up the field?
Yeah, the divisions are just different groups. Everyone ran for a few weeks before the start of the league a qualifier seed, and everyone had the same seed to make sure that we were using, or everyone would get the same RNG, and the groups were divided up into 8 by finish time. So the Tower of Hera division is the top 8 finishers. There is
Gotcha.
three total groups. I believe some extra runners who did not make it into those groups as well. Yes, Eriror was the first overall finisher in the qualifiers, I believe. Fox not too far behind.
Cool. So we're in for a good race here. All right. I think our
Absolutely.
runners are ready. We should be starting soon. I'll leave you to it.
All right, thank you. It does seem that we were using Fox's MSU. I believe he's using Mystic Quest. Seem to be off. So let's go. We get to start off with Escape, everyone's favorite split. Fox is using one of my personal favorite sprites, but one that doesn't seem to be too popular in the static Link. Eri using more of a classic Dark Link. Not always a ton to talk about during Escape. We'll hopefully get to see some good enemy RNG. It's a clean movement overall. One thing that is nice about the vanilla preset rando run, which we're using as opposed to running on the normal game, is that we don't have text boxes or cutscenes really. It speeds things up quite a bit. Particularly in the beginning, where normally every time you would reset, you would have to mash through 30 seconds of text. But not here. Pretty rough got onto that for Mary. It's also messing up that key guard there. These small time losses are not always the most impactful, but they can feel really bad when we just walking around with not a lot of stuff to do at the beginning. Getting the boomerang here. The boomerang is actually quite a nice item in vanilla preset. We don't make a ton of use out of it in vanilla, but we have access to quickswap, which means that we can use the boomerang with no cost, no menu cost that we would normally have to use the boomerang normally, which opens up some pretty neat room strats. I'm not sure how many of them we'll end up seeing, but definitely a very nice item. Ball and chain guard as well for both. This is one of the first places where we can really lose a lot of time, or even our lives if we're not careful, so nice to see that done cleanly. We have a bit of backtracking before anything else can really go wrong, thankfully. A small lead for Eri that is unlikely to make a whole lot of difference. The time differences we have early on in the run. It does feel really nice to get the absolute best escape possible, but we'll really see later on some bigger swings. At least we should expect that. This time it's Fox's turn to get the rougher guard helmet. During the back of escape, this is where we start dealing with some potentially rough RNG. But a lot of health as a result of the good ball and chain fight means that you don't really have to be too scared of anything. Fox doing 2 booms there is a little unfortunate. Actually, some rough sneaks for both of them a little bit. Nice key route for Eri, that was very fast. Ooh, a little unlucky for Fox. He does get the key. I was a tiny bit worried that he had not. Widens the gap a little bit, but as we can see, there's still not much separating the two. Pretty good escapes from both of them. Oh, maybe a tiny bit larger of a gap there. See both of them grabbing Sankard. Skipping it is a small time save that you can take, but it comes at the cost of a very increase in difficulty for the entire rest of the run, pretty much. Usually a pretty good idea in races to just grab that. So we're making our way over to Easton, the first real dungeon of the game. Nice quick swap strats from FoxLisk there. Always appreciate some good quick swapping. The quick swapping was just for the music, I believe, but we will be seeing quick swapping later on, as opposed to menuing, since it will not cost us time to quick swap generally. It can get quite difficult later on as we get more and more items, but with these guys pretty experienced, we should see some nice quick swapping, even in tighter windows, where our menu might be nicer. Fox kinda hoping for a ruby drop there, did not get it. Also might not have been hoping for that cannonball, but did get it. A little bit tragic. Ooh, downwards pot through. Not what you want to see, but not too bad of a cleanup for Eri there. Making sure to grab our arrows that we will need for not just Eastern, but the upcoming split desert as well. Those last arrows are some you can skip, but I've not seen many people actually ever skip them. It kind of relies a little bit on drops later on. Nice damage boost to the big key from Eri. Also for Fox. Usually not too difficult to room, but every now and then it will go wrong and you can take a lot of extra damage, which can be quite punishing in this dungeon. But we have a lot of health going into the back, so we're not in too much danger right now. Anti-fairy rooms from both. They both met the completely arbitrary deadline of not letting the anti-fairies touch. Quite comfortably too. Ooh, this is unfortunate. Okay. These rooms in Eastern, at the start of the back of Eastern, are some nice rooms for kind of showing off your movement a little bit. That double readies room is a little tricky and can go quite bad. Oh, Eri actually pulling. No, I spoke too soon. I'm sorry, Eri. He went for Yuzu Armors, which is a very difficult version of this fight, which can save a bit of time. He was so close to getting it. Still a very good effort. It's really quite difficult to express how difficult that fight is, but a clean, simpler fight from FoxLisk, and we're pretty much tied coming out of Eastern. Coming up, getting our boots. Neither of them going for the Saha closet checks. Some people have been doing that in vanilla preset because it's easier to use the bombs with quick swap. There's a couple places you can use them earlier on, but neither of them doing it. We get to start dashing around and using spin speed though, which makes this segment quite a lot faster than some of the previous ones. We've seen them coming over grabbing the book. Wonder how many of these spin speeds are we going for? I believe that's the case. I'm not completely qualified to answer that question though. We do see a spin speed from Eri. Seems like it saved him quite a bit of time. That's a very difficult one, not just to pull off, but also to save time with. Both going for this exit one, which is a little more straightforward. While we're on our way to desert, it's a good time to look at the resources of both of the runs. We see that Fox is richer not only in rupees but in arrows, which matters a bit. We are going to be using arrows for the boss, Limolus, as well as a number of them later on in Castle Tower. So with Eri being a 3, he might be grabbing an extra arrow pot, which is going to cost him some time, just a little bit. And with regards to rupees, they both have enough, they're not going to have to go out of their way to grab rupees. But when they will be getting rupees later from tree pulls, Fox might be able to skip a couple more of the out of the way ones. But there's still time for Eri to get a drop later as well. But other than that, everything totally fine. See how Desert goes. A couple rooms to look out for in Desert. We can get some variants in the Cannonball room where different RNGs can require different things. See some nice book bumping from Vox. He's pulling out all the strats he can to try to catch up to Eri here. It's being even so far, so it's working out well. Can't quite hear if Eri is pulling out these book pumps, but we can see him quick swapping. He gets out the boomerang for this room. He might be looking for rupees. Like this red rupee. I mean, he chooses not to get it, but that's something that you would not be able to do in a normal vanilla speedrun. Or you could do it, but it would cost a menu. The boomerang, of course, does still take time to actually use, which is presumably the reason he did not grab that rupee. Eri not grabbing this rupee, deciding he just has enough. There's a rupee under a pot you can grab here if you feel that you're a little low. Yeah, coming up on the back of Desert, it's been a pretty simple split so far. We have a couple rooms. Oh, Eri messing up the spin speed. Fox not even going for it. Although, still saving time, of course. But yes, the boss fight coming up is one of the more complicated things in this game. It's something that takes constant practice to remain good at, to even get good at in the first place. They will be getting the same patterns. That's something that the rando ROM that we're playing on will make sure of. The RNG is seeded, but it's still up to the runners to handle it in the best way possible. Nice boom there from Fox. We do see Eri getting the extra arrows there. 23 is enough if you have a good fight. You want enough arrows left over for Castle Tower, but it's still difficult to... Any extra arrows that you can get really help you out. It's RNG not super friendly. A number of awkward jumps. Fox handling it pretty well. Eri one cycle behind. But decent fights. Could have gone worse. After Desert, which was mostly a straightforward dungeon with a difficult boss, we're now going to be going to Hera, which is a difficult dungeon with a difficult boss. We have to go through a number of screens to get there. Most notably Death Mountain, which is awful. It has some RNG aspects that can be quite frustrating, and it's very easy to take a lot of damage going in. So we'll see how they do. We're going to be taking this whirlpool over here using a fake flipper. Using this screen transition. Fox unluckily not being able to boomerang that pickle there. Still decent from both of them. This is one place where the ability to quick swap to the boomerang is super helpful. Those pickles are you're not capable of slashing them with your fighter sword, so the boomerang is kind of our best weapon for dealing with them. But yeah, Death Mountain coming up. Let's see how it treats them. Yeah, not too bad. A little awkward dead rock on Fox's side, but... Ooh, these boulders for both of them are actually a little bit nonsense. Oh no, the jump down as well from Eri. This is something that it just happens on this screen sometimes. Those boulders felt particularly bad, if I'm being honest, but we do see both of them surviving at least, which is sometimes all you can ask for. 3 hearts for Eri, 3.5 for Fox. It's not as comfortable as you would like, but it should be enough. There's a handful of places where we can expect to take damage sometimes. But yeah, we're gonna see some boomerang strats again with quick swap. Ooh, another hit from Fox. He boomed the switch instead of the key, which is not what the doctor ordered. Eri making up some time with that and not being hit, but yeah, this is some real damage. This is where we start to see Hera become a very scary place. A lot of things in here will do 1 heart of damage, particularly Moldom. Moldom is a place where we can expect to take damage very often. Fox also failing this boom dash to set up what Eri has done, where he is waiting on the bags, gets it eventually, but hitting the switch a couple extra times, small time loss. We do see some nice infinite dashing from both of them. Very nice to see. But Eri had it for longer, which means that he went further, so... Torch's room, deceptively difficult room. It does not help that we can quick swap to the mirror, because it just adds more buttons for your fingers to press. But nicely done by both of them, no big hiccups. Beetle room from both as well, that's another room that can go wrong very easily. We'll be coming up on the bomb jump. I'm not familiar enough to know if a lot of people have been going for early bomb jumps. It's something that in general is done with the menu buffer, and since we're not menu buffering, Eri is going for it. He's using the menu buffer there. Okay, no buffless. We see Fox just do the normal bomb jump. He is at a very low health total, which is going to make this Moldom fight very dangerous, whereas Eri sitting at 2, still in danger of dying. Fox did hit the switch, so he has some hearts to pick up. Probably a wise move at that health total. And not too bad with the boomerang, which we would normally not have in vanilla. See how Moldom goes. We shouldn't expect either of them to have serious problems, although that one got a little dicey for a second there on Eri's side. But yes, both of these guys doing it quite well. And we see them still remaining pretty close coming out of Hera. Slightly better Hera for Eri there. Fox having a couple rooms that did not go well. But still quite close. Oh, okay, well that's gonna give a little bit of time back to FoxLisk jumping down there. I don't think it's too bad, but it is definitely not the quickest way to this cave. So we're coming up on the Lost Woods, where we grab not only our Master Sword, but the very important rupees that we need to get into Palace of Darkness. There's some boomerang strats you can do with the tree rupees. I'm not sure if either of them do them. Yeah, we see Fox capable of skipping some rupees here because of... Oh wow, that is such a rude pickle. He shoots the pickle anyway. They do need to kill 4 enemies each. To get the red rubies from the next reroll. And Fox chose to shoot that pickle again instead of going for a different enemy later. Or maybe he needed to kill that one, and another one I haven't been counting. But yeah, Master Sword just a few seconds apart still. He does have enough arrows that he was capable of sparing that arrow shot without dropping too low on arrows. Ideally we would want, I believe it's 9. Oh no! Oh god. That's really bad for Eri. As a result, he's gonna have to set up a new triple because he's gonna get blues now. We do see the boom shot from Fox. Oh, very nicely done. Eri's gonna have to set up a new triple. The triples work based on the number of kills that you've done and how much and whether or not you've taken damage since the previous triple. And for the red, you need to not take damage. Oh my god, that is so sad for Eri there. I can't believe it. So he's taking damage again, which means... I don't really know what this means. He's gonna get blues again. I wonder if he's just gonna get Sahasrara rupees? Fox, we see Fox now pulling ahead as a result of that. Only needing to do the one triple. And Eri is gonna have to put in more time later because he doesn't have enough rupees to get into pod. We see Eri in chat very thrilled about the way things have been going. That is quite sad, and it wasn't totally his fault, I believe. Wasn't completely watching at the time, but it looked like he just got a little bit unlucky on the guard while trying to dash through him. But yeah, Castle Tower, a bit of a difficult section. These rooms can be quite frustrating. A lot of guard RNG to kind of deal with. We see Fox taking the hit from the bat because slashing it would have alerted the guard, but the guard noticed him and he got hit anyway, which is a little bit unfortunate. Both making it through kind of fine. Eri's still having beams. You kind of want beams for later on in the dungeon. Additionally, being at full health will make the refill after killing Aghanim shorter. But yeah, this is where we use our arrows. Fox using an extra arrow as a result of running out of beams, where Eri gets to just beam there to get the guard's attention. Okay, Fox gets his health back using that boomerang, which is quite nice. Ooh, sneaking the pot past that guard as well. Eri getting slightly better RNG. Not having to worry about the second guard at all. Eri promising the pyramid triple. It is the far left one. Or perhaps it's the second one on the far left. I'm sorry if I'm sabotaging your run, but it's one of those two. Yeah, this is another boss fight that in previous seasons of League we might have worried more about with regards to its effect on the race, but in the render run we get the same patterns for both, and 0 blue balls, so quick fight, same for both runners. A very small thing that they're doing is trying to hit Aghanim towards the center, and we get the boom clip from Fox. It's absolutely huge, very difficult strat to pull off. But yeah, trying to push Aghanim towards the center, or if he's about to do the lightning, trying to push him towards the top. Slightly speeds up his warp, which is kind of the only real time loss or gain that we get in this fight on the render run. So yeah, Eri here is going to be doing a pull on the left, which is something that you will almost never see. This is a triple. Oh, he gets hit. That's very sad. The screen, normally we spin speed through it and we do it in a way that doesn't really have the enemies become a problem, but when we're pulling the tree, it's a different story. So some extra damage from Eri, which is not super great. We kind of want health for this split. It's not as big a problem as in vanilla, where we want beams for a switch later on in the dungeon. Here, because of quick swap, we cannot have beams and not lose too much time. But we do want our health for Helmasaur, because Helmasaur is a fight that can go wrong very quickly, and where if it does go wrong, we'll be taking a lot of damage. This is also a dungeon where we might see some new strats. I'm not sure if Eri is going to go for it, but we have seen a new route involving a bunch of hovering in pod. I kinda would not expect Eri to go for it in a race, but I guess we'll see. Fox also did skip a bomb. We kinda need less bombs in this version of the speedrun, but the bombs in pod are all quite quick to grab. We see Eri did grab that one. I think this is Eri going for it actually. He's going for the hover round, so we're gonna see how quickly he can get this hover done. He's gonna hover to this key. Ooh, some readjustments. Wow, very nicely done. That's very impressive hovering there. Moving around while hovering is so much more difficult than normal hovering, but this allows Eri to do the keys in a different order and also skip a key right after the hammer, I think. So it saves about 5 seconds, I believe, with good hovering. Obviously that was not the quickest hover you can do, but it was quite a lot faster than failing the hover, of course. So we see hammer jump here. Some additional buffering for Fox. Oh, that's not good. He fails and falls. That is quite a significant time loss, but we do see him still in the lead as a result of the previous splits shenanigans from Eri. Another very nice hover from Eri, and we'll see him fall here and actually end up back at the start of the room, which is one of the very nice things about this round, is not needing to mirror. And yes, we see as a result he's already ahead because of the round and because of Fox's hammer jump fall. It's not a significant difference though. Nice hammer dash from Fox. We are seeing Fox skip these hearts as a result of not needing beams, but 4 is a low number of hearts for the Helmasaur fight, so we would really like to see nothing go wrong there. He does stop off for those arrows. He has a decent number, but those are some pretty quick ones to get. And like I said before, we do want as many arrows as we can get. It tends to be a little bit tighter regarding arrow routing in the vanilla preset run because of our tendencies to do Maya earlier, where we have less opportunities to pick up arrows beforehand, and we want a certain number for Vitreous, which Fox now has pretty comfortably, but it's always good to be safe. Nice back of pod so far from Eri. Title's going well. We'll see Eri going for spin speed on this Helmasaur fight. It's not for going fast, just for making our hammer hitbox a little nicer when we're hitting upwards. It's got a reputation for being not very good, and that's because it's not very good. So spin speed makes it a lot comfier. We see Eri with a nice fight. Ooh, Fox missing a hit there. Ooh, it was a little bit scary, but he's fine. He didn't scare me at all. He was perhaps pixels away from dying there, having 2 hearts at the end of the fight and Helmasaur doing 2 hearts of damage. Eri, of course, being a little more comfortable out of the fight. So yeah, the next section of the run is Thieves' Town and Skull Woods. It's pretty relatively unchanged from the vanilla speedrun. Some things are a little quicker, of course, because of the render changes, but we're going to be doing the same route. We're going to grab the flute, we're going to activate it, and then do Thieves' Town. This is kind of... These two splits are the kind of last point of this run resembling the vanilla run though, so touch more on it once we get there, but enjoy it while you can. Some nice quick walks from Eri. Doing the world transitions with the camera at certain points makes the walk faster for reasons that I don't understand, but it does save a pretty significant amount of time if you get a good number of them. Slight false start on spin speed there. Also for Fox, a little bit sad. But yeah, activating the flute. Comfy break before the Thieves' Town dungeon. It's a dungeon that's not super difficult, but the enemies in there are hurting a lot, so we would like to not touch them. Ooh, rough Three Musketeers. Half heart of damage, not the end of the world, but nice overworld overall from Eri there. Slight hiccup on the library screen, but no other real mistakes to speak of. FoxLisk not super far behind, entering the dungeon. We'll have to see how the Hellway treats them. Kind of a room in this dungeon that's a little notorious for sometimes deciding to just mess with you, even when you play it perfectly, so we'd like to see some nice RNG. Ooh, not the nicest there from Eri, but pretty good recovery. Wasn't capable of doing the single dash upwards because of the movement of the Gibber. Same from Fox, actually, only he's having to do a little more management of this room. That's still better than some other hallways I've seen, but definitely not what you're looking for. And again, not really his fault, that's just kind of RNG. Nice upstairs from both of them. And again, because this is the render run, we're going to have seeded boss RNGs, which means we should be seeing the same blind fights from both of them. Hopefully no bad blind RNG today. missing that hammer. It always looks like it should hit, it just doesn't. Pretty good Thieves Town otherwise though from Harry. Still has Fox on his heels, but we do see the gap slightly increasing at the moment. Nice blind pun, as that's part of the render changes. Yes, this lead is something that might become hard to gauge. There's a lot of, oh no, bad RNG I guess. Yes, we're gonna potentially see some shopping differences that are more significant than what you might see in normal speedruns. There's so many options for the way to route. You can even do the dungeons in different orders if you want, which can make it very difficult to really know who's ahead or who's behind. But I'm gonna do a little bit more of our collecting. We'll get our Tempered Sword and some money for Zora later, and enter Skullwoods. Ending in the Smith, a little bit nicer in this version of the game. A bit of a pain in vanilla, involving a lot of screen transitions, but quite a bit quicker in this, where we can just hand him in and grab the item. As demonstrated here by Eriror. Oh, missing the spin speed. Some unfortunate time loss there. Making up for it with Fence Dash though. The most important part of the split. Fox again not going for the spin speed. That one is pretty marginal in how much it saves, I believe, so relatively safe call to not go for it. Who needed to delay his dash there? Nice dash out of Sea House from Fox. You love to see that one. Fox not needing to wait there. Very small difference, but mommy room there from Area. This room is one that a lot of people do not like, and it's one that can really beat you up. Sometimes the Gibdos just decide to help you push the statue, which is kind of a problem because it does damage to you. Both of them getting through without too much problem. Another push card for Area. These push cards are really after him today. Early bomb jump attempt. He gets it. Very nicely done. Saves a pretty significant margin comparatively over the normal bomb jump, which I believe we'll be seeing Fox do. Yeah, placing the bomb down later basically just results in you making it to the chest later, but what Eri did is quite a lot more difficult. We also see them fall from the big chest instead of mirroring out. You know, we could quick swap to the mirror and use it, but falling gives us some iframes to walk through the enemy on the way out, which is quite nice. Again, it's not really a problem because we are using a lot less bombs, but Fox at 1 has to be a little careful. We do still need some bombs later. But there's some for him to pick up on the way if he needs it. That Fire Snake being a little rude. But yeah, Mothula. Can be a problem. Does get hit. Okay, a little bit rude there from Mothula. I want to avoid hitting Mothula into the spikes because it will cancel our damage. But pretty fine otherwise from Eri there. Hopefully Fox has a slightly better fight. This can be really fast if done perfectly, but this Mothula is not cool. Oh, very nice from Fox. Despite some not ideal movements, getting the poke dashes to cancel out the spike, cancelling out the damage, which is very funny as a concept, but it was very well executed by Fox there. We see Eri grabbing Ether. I believe he's going straight to Maya after this. I'm not familiar with what Fox does. He might be doing the same thing. Eri did take damage, which is not something you want to do in the Maya split. We would really like to have beams for Maya 2, and additionally, because we're going to Maya earlier, we have less health overall for the boss, so any heart that we can save is really important. Yeah, getting Ether, we need this to enter Maya. There's a handful of other items that we still need to collect, but we'll be seeing that later from both of them, it seems like. Kind of want to try to avoid item collection in Maya because of health reasons. Fox killing that bird, a little interesting. Maybe he thought his movement was off and expected to get hit. A lot of the time you don't get hit, but I didn't completely see if something happened to cause him to think that he might need to kill it. Eri does get his health back from an enemy drop in Maya 2 though, so... This dungeon is kind of... oh, unlucky bonk. Oh no. That's a little tragic there. This dungeon is kind of business as usual. We get a key to go to the left side and get the big key, so that we can go get the cane. The bonk and running into the enemies was not business as usual, but it wasn't the end of the world for him. Some time loss, but just one heart of damage. Should still be fine for Vitreous. So we see Fox basically about a cutscene and a bit behind. Still quite close, but Eri continuing to play well. Not making it easy for Fox. Eri responding with a bonk of his own in Maya lobby. Some impressive sportsmanship from the two. In this room, this collapsing bridge room, we would normally menu to the hookshot in vanilla, but since we're doing Maya early, we don't actually have the hookshot, which means we have to go the long way around. Totally fine. Fox bringing back the book pumping. We'd love to see it. We see Eri going to the back with 7 hearts, which is completely acceptable for Vitreous. Looks like Fox will be the same health total. We can somewhat comfortably go lower than 7 hearts, depending on your comfort level with Vitreous. You can make 4 or 5 work if we're good enough, but we really do like to have at least 7. Spooky for Mary. Ooh. Interior gets a little rough, but still fine. Hopefully. There's one eyeball on the left, not a huge deal. We still make the 0 cycle, very nice. See how Fox's fight goes. Extra arrow, but still pretty nice for a Fox. He definitely has arrows to spare, so totally fine. There's boss fights from both. So now is kind of where we get the remainder, or at least most of the remainder of our items. We're gonna go get Quake to get into Tunnel Rock, and we're gonna get Flippers to get into Swamp. And then we're gonna go to Ice, and the reason we did Maya first is to get the cane for Ice, because this is using the rando rule set. We get to do a glitch in Ice called Icebreaker, which speeds up the dungeon by quite a bit. And in addition, it also removes a lot of the more difficult rooms. We kind of end up skipping over those, so Ice is, oh wow, getting lotteried there is quite rough. Being 2 hearts down is not really what you want. We also want our health for Ice Palace, as a lot of things hurt in this dungeon as well. But it is nicer without having to do the bomb jump. We kind of have extra hearts generally. But yeah, Icebreaker kind of makes the dungeon a lot comfier. It does involve more magic usage, so we have to be a little careful to not run out of magic, but otherwise... oh wow, that rock is the hardest thing in the game to pick up. That has a 50-50 chance of dropping a heart, which he wanted, but did not get lucky. Bad rock RNG. Nice quick fish from Fox. I didn't see a fairy went for that. Almost touching the ground even. Yeah, we see Fox, as a result of not getting hit, also gets to skip going for these hearts, which are costing Harry a little bit of time. Yeah, Flippers in hand. It is Ice time. We have one more screen where we might potentially get hit, but hopefully not. Crab pretended to threaten to hit Harry, but wasn't really a problem. Ooh, tried to boomerang that key, but turned up too quickly. Oh, this Zora in the way for Fox as well. A little bit unlucky, but small time loss for Eri in the first room of Ice. Well, the second. Yeah, this is why we do Icebreaker. We will go right in this room instead of going back left. Very boomerang attack from Fox. Yeah, we do Indoor State Extension, which lets us pass this barrier. We grab the big key, since we are going to need to actually open the big door. Or at least this version of the route does it. You can hit a switch and come back, which involves not needing the big key. Which is slower, but uses less magic overall, since we will need the cane later to hit the switch before Cold Stare. Ooh, a little bit This is a little bit of a problem for Fox. He's going to be short on magic now. I mean, he's going to have to find some from somewhere. And of course, the time lost from failing Icebreaker is not super small, honestly. You do have to grab this key in this room. We're opening extra key doors with this round, so you see Eri putting the cane down on the switch. Normally you would push a block onto it, but with the pegs in this orientation we don't get to push the nice match drop. We don't get to push the block down that we would normally push down for that switch. Just a nice stair clip from Fox. It's called that from Eri, very nice. Squeezing past this freeze-all, it always looks very scary, but in general I think it's not super easy to get hit by. I haven't really got any evidence to back that statement up, however. Yes, this cane on the switch is why Fox needed the extra magic. Ooh, almost a very nice double perk fight from Fox. I don't know if that was intentional, or if he went for the double perk because he didn't hit Golza far enough to the right, but controlled the last buff pretty well after he didn't quite get it correctly. So he's gonna go join Eri in Swamp after this. In Swamp we get to make use of another glitch called Dive Down. This one is less significant. In the speedrun, saves a small handful of seconds, I'm not exactly sure how much. Anti-fairy skip from Eri, very nice. Another small time save there. Both of them have chosen to not get the ice rod yet. They'll be doing that on their way to Turtle Rock. That is one final piece of collection that needs to be done. Oh, no anti-fairy skip from Fox. A little bit unfortunate, but nice attempt. Some relatively friendly bugs. Those guys can sometimes choose to not line up, which is a problem, but went decently well for both of them. Oh, Eri getting Sarah drop, very nice. Not super low on arrows, but if he can get enough easy drops, then he might be able to skip a chest in Gen's tower later. Ooh, a little bit unlucky there from Fox. Eri, with all the enemies killed in that room, can safely go for that hammer dash. That's a lot more risky when the Red Stalfos is alive, but big key means we just get to go get our hook shot, and then life is good. Rest of the dungeon, pretty straightforward. Fox going for this hammer dash as well. He kills the Stalfos for it. But gets it done. Back of the dungeon, kinda a little bit easier with the glitch we're going to be doing, which is dive it down. We're going to avoid needing to flood or drain the rooms with water in the back and just jump straight down. Both of them, as a result of doing Swamp last, we'll be able to use the cane for it. Some routes will do Swamp before Mire and have to do it with a bomb. Cane is more simple since you don't have to worry about the timer of the bomb explosion, but probably quicker as well. I don't really know if that's the case or not. Ooh, unfortunate electrocution from that one berry. It was a little bit hard to get around that guy. But yeah, we see Eri making his way through pretty comfortably. Lots of health for Argus, shouldn't be a problem. Argus will be giving both of them the same movement patterns, which is the important part of the fight. The movement of the puffs is dependent on something different. It's not really RNG, so it might be different, but not in a way that should really impact the fight. But very nice zero cycle from Eri. Saves quite a bit of time over not getting the zero cycle. Pretty good fight. Nice swamp overall. Either of them opting to go for the restock room in Swamp, which Fox just went through, where we can get a 5 arrow drop. They do have enough arrows, but I'm not sure the mathematics on how many you need to skip certain chests. Eri might be just enough actually to skip parts and go for a chest. It's kind of an annoying part in Totorock that Fox might have to go for. Fox might be getting the chest. See, but for now, Eri has his Ice Rod going to Totorock. We revisit this screen one more time. A little friendlier with the hookshot. Eri goes for the Waffle House, drive through and gets it. Very nice. Some minimal interference from the Dead Rocks. Quite a bit faster than going through the screen without having the spin speed, but it can be very difficult because of moving so fast and having the Dead Rock RNG to worry about. So far, these Dead Rocks have been pretty cooperative for Eri. Something you really love to see. Both of them also making use of the hookshot inside of Ice Rod Cave to save a couple extra frames too. We'll see if Fox goes for this. He does not. This is the more standard version of the screen, which is a little safer because usually you have beams to hit any problematic Dead Rocks. Yeah, inside Totorock. This room that Eri's in right now, you would normally go for this. Yeah, we see a menu from Eri. That's a very difficult thing to pull off without the menu. Still not totally simple to pull off with the menu, but it is a nice time save, so the menu makes it worth it. Do a damage boost to get out there. Very nicely done by Eri. You have to deal with these pokies. The RNG of the pokey movement can matter a little bit, particularly in one room later on, where we can have some kind of big wings. Oh, Fox going back for that bomb. A little bit sad. He would hope to pick it up on the way through, but I guess he just went slightly too fast. But yeah, what we get in the next Poke room, the RNG that we get, kind of dictates how we will do the room. And then the one after that is a big swing regarding time, because some RNGs just are a lot quicker than others in the quickest way possible to do them. And some are also a lot more difficult than others. Pretty normal one, not the fastest possible RNG from Eri, but pretty simple one to do. We see Fox choosing to mirror out of roller actually. This is a little slower than the damage boost that Eri did. In vanilla, the mirror is quite a lot slower because it comes at the cost of an extra menu. We don't have to worry about that. It's still a little slower, but it does save a lot of health. So Fox deciding that it's worth to just take the small time loss. Both of them also getting through chomps nicely. I didn't want to say anything and jinx it, but that is a room that can really go wrong. Oh wow, that's... Eri hookshotting through the magic there to get the fairy was nice. These drops that we are getting from the Pokies are relatively important. The one fairy in particular is one that we want to see. Yeah, Fox needing to make a small detour for that arrow pot as a result of having less than 13 arrows, which Eri has currently. But yeah, things in here are a lot, and in addition, we really want beams for the room that Eri was just in, the crystal roll room, which Eri had, so that was nice for him. Fox has full health for now. We'll see if he keeps it. He would really like to. Not just for crystal roll, but again, for health. Yeah, Eri on laser bridge. The strat is not quite that simple, but nicely executed by Eri. I have to slash the beetle. I'm not... Oh, god poke is from Fox. This saves kind of a ridiculous amount of time, but... yeah, Eri, he needs to slash. I'm not super familiar with the strat that he did, but I think sometimes you don't have to slash. Eri also missing a drop. But not super impactful. Just goes back and picks it up. See backdoor strats. Sometimes you might see people in vanilla go for some poke dashes with the use of the menu that you would have to do in this room. Without the menu, the poke dash is a lot harder to pull off, so... Eri not going for it. We'll see if Fox does, but I don't expect him to. Pretty nice overall from Eri. Nice dungeon. It's kind of turned up the speed a bit since Agatower. Fox also slashing that beetle. That can be a little tricky what Fox just did to finish your dash on the pegs to get the iframes, but pulls it off, lets him not worry about where the pokey is for that dash up. But Eri entering GT, a lot of people's favorite dungeon. It's quite difficult, but it is a dungeon that really lets you show off your skill level. Some RNG rooms, some RNG that we would really like to avoid, but in general, kind of some fun combat rooms. Fox there explaining his mirror. That makes sense, I didn't notice at the time. Yeah, before the fun combat rooms, we have to get to the big key first, which Eri's currently doing. We're gonna have the Armorous Knights refight, which is why we needed all these arrows. Both of them are gonna have to grab at least one arrow chest, because we also need arrows to begin the climb of Ganon's Tower. And both of them lowish on arrows. They have enough, but skipping a chest really is kind of ideal if you have enough. Bumbable floor room is can be a little tricky. We see Eri goes for this chest instead of the chest after the ice armors. He does so nicely. I've seen a lot of people using that strat, mirroring that or menuing there to help read what the anti-fairy is doing. So Eri doing it without the menu is quite nice. Eri did get the spike skip in this room. Fox went for it and missed it, unfortunately. Small time loss, but Eri making his way upstairs. Fox using somewhat new way of doing that room, which he seems to like. He would just pick up the pot normally instead of hookshotting it, which is what Eri did. This Mimic's room from Eri did get shot there. A little bit unfortunate, but it is not unheard of to take a lot of damage and be in kill range on Ganon in the Ganon's Tower climb. Very nice cannonball Z from Eri there. It's not always possible to do that, but nice shot there on the Starburst. It's kind of going well so far. We see some frantic quick swapping because we have so many items. From the fire rod to the from the bow to the fire rod. Oh wow, very nice one cycle. Those slammer jumps did not want to make the one cycle possible, but Eri reacted very well. Small hiccup there on the mimics from Fox. But otherwise pretty nice. Fox going for kind of an older strat in this room. It's not really much slower, and it was the strat in the room for a long time. People probably find it comfier. Yeah, Fox getting a little bit worse cannonballs, not being able to dash right through. Eri, meanwhile, kind of tearing up this Ganon's tower. There's his magic for these torches. We have the Moldorm refight coming up, which is kind of the last very difficult room before Aga 2. Seeing that part again. Pot's acceptably difficult to pick up in this game, so it's happened to everyone. But you see Eri going for the hover. A little bit risky, but he does seem confident in his hovering, and he pulls it off. Very nice time save. Yeah, Fox not getting that one cycle on Lammer, it was really a really difficult pattern to manage it on. Handled it pretty well outside of that though. Yeah, Eri into Aga 2. These patterns will be the same for both of them, but handling them in the correct way is kind of an art form that not many people can do as well as someone like Eri or Fox. Pretty decent patterns. Fox, Eri not quite getting the 2 cycle. Gets it on the 3rd though. Pretty good. Honestly, really nice Ganon's Tower. Oh no, oh that's a problem. Fox missed the 1 to watch. Oh, that's really bad actually. I think he might need to grab Yeah, he grabs this magic. That's really unfortunate. This room is actually a really difficult room. He's got enough time, I think. But yeah, that bonk was a little terrifying. Yeah, messing up that room, really not what you want to do, but it is a difficult room. Surprisingly so, actually. Going on to Gander, using these dash strats to get the one-on-one in the first two phases. It's something that you practice a lot. It's a very difficult fight, and it goes well every time until it doesn't, and then when it doesn't go well, it can really spiral out of control. So, see that from Harry. We get 0 walks on the render run, so get a blue again, and does not get the spin. He makes torch glitch. I was a little worried there, but missing the torch glitch is a pretty significant time loss for the silverless Ganon fight, but he does get it. He didn't get the first spin. He misses another spin there, actually. He is, of course, comfortably in the lead at this point, but he does still have time to lose the race. He still has to do this fight well, but it's going well. It is mostly going well so far. Fox also not quite getting the 2 cycle there, but pretty much the same fight for Fox as for Eri. Eri almost done with this Ganon fight, and that is the last spin, so get your GGs out for Eri, finishing the fight and the run, and we'll finish in first place. Very nice run overall, finishes with 1:13.53, which is quite fast. Very impressively fast, actually. See if we get him in for an interview. Meanwhile, Fox onto Ganon. Of course, having the same pattern, same RNG as what Eri got. Fox, a little low on health, he should be fine, but some things in this fight will kill him in one hit at this point. Fox also goes for that blue spin, also misses it. Also barely makes the touch glitch. Hopefully he misses a few less spins than Harry did, but otherwise, going pretty well. There it is for FoxLisk. Finishing the run, get your GGs in for him as well. And then with a time of 1:15.47, Fox will be second place in the race. We are also joined by Eri, GG.
Yo, thanks.
Congrats on the run. What are some of your first thoughts about it?
Well, Black World wasn't great. I was so sleepy. And I also got a little bit unlucky at points, but it's just, when you're not completely awake, it's so hard to respond well to, like, RNGs you're not used to.
Oh, for sure. Also joined at this point by FoxLisk, GG2 as well.
Hey, GG.
Yo, GG Fox.
How did you feel about your run?
It was okay, honestly. Like, for a race run, it's fine. And like, the mistakes were mostly the kind of stuff that doesn't bother me too much. Like, falling on hammer jump is stupid, but like the fact that it loses you 20 seconds doesn't really make it a worse mistake than losing 20 frames somewhere. So I don't know. It's whatever. The mistakes were big mistakes instead of small mistakes, but that's the way she goes.
Mm-hmm. It definitely felt a little bit to me that the both of you kind of had a much better second half than first half. I think I saw some gold splits there from Eri.
Oh yeah, my late game was really, really good.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's silly to say this. You cut my PB by like a minute, but my PB in this is not remotely reflective of what I could do. I just haven't done very many runs of it.
Yeah,
but,
no, for sure.
Like, what you got in this race is probably close to what a really good run would be for me, so... I don't know, I'm glad it was at least competitive for a while. I kind of blew up in GT, but, I don't know. It's whatever. Some stuff was so weird, like, I lost my mind in Meyer Lobby, and I don't know what happened on Try Next, but...
Yeah, it really seems that, like, until Meyer, it still was, like, very competitive, for sure. And after Ice, I kind of, turned it up to 11, and I imagine it's just hard to keep up then.
Yeah. I had a little trouble in Ice. I wasted a block on Icebreaker, and that was not great. I had such a good Moth fight. I think that was the best thing that happened.
That was very impressive, yeah.
That was super good. And, like, honestly, parts of it were good. I think that Turtle Rock was, except for Roller Room and whatever happened on Try Next, the rest of Turtle Rock was actually quite good.
You did skillfully get God Pokies.
I did skillfully get God Pokies.
That would have been nice. But I'm not sure if I would have been happy with God Pokies, because I used the extra magic block on torches, because I placed it too early, so it just got voided. So I needed something to make sure I could get through Crystal Rotor. I still have magic left.
Oh, yeah. Well, did you try just screwing up Roller Room and mirroring out?
Yeah, that would have been smart. I was thinking of just grabbing like the hard and full magic on the way back, but I was like, I'll get a drop. And I did.
It's too risky that Requiem would see and feel vindicated, so it's better that you avoid it.
Yeah, that's understandable. But yeah, Small was gold, Turtle Rock was gold. Like, mostly because of the overworld. Like, Turtle Rock overworld was really good, aside from one bonk on the Dead Rock. And like, GT was 1 second over gold despite a free cycle, so I don't know.
Wow. I was wondering, that was a really weird Aga 2 pattern. I don't know if you could have gotten a triple on the first phase, but the timing, even already on the third phase, the timing was crazy because one of the shades went to the same place all 3 times.
Yeah, one of them, like, even on the third cycle, it shot super early, so it was a really fast free cycle.
Yeah. Weird pattern.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you can get a triple on the first one, though. Like, it's...
I don't know. It maybe, but I don't know. I certainly didn't.
Not on a first attempt, anyway. You would probably have to lab it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think... I'm going to throw this seed in the dumpster. The Lambo was really hard. Helma was really bad.
One cycle, one Lambo was really, really impressive.
Did we get the same RNG? Because I think our Lambo ones went different.
You had the same Lambo 2, and I think Lambo 1 as well. Fox, you were quicker on Lambo 1.
I had like a late free, yeah.
Okay, so maybe we just got the same Lambo 1 cycles.
Like the Lambo 2 cycle, like the first one went top left.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. I just bailed on it. Apparently you went for it and got it, which is pretty nice.
Yeah.
I just bail on those. I figure if it's going to do a short hop to the top left, it's only going to cost like a second.
Yeah, it's about like second and a half, yeah. Yeah, it's not too bad.
But anyway, I lost a second and a half on Lambo 2, and then, I don't know, 11 seconds in torches, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
I do have to ask, particularly when you're making mistakes in general, but I think you both had some kind of specific ones. Fox with your torches and Eri with the tree rupees. Like, when things start going wrong in a race setting, like what kind of happens when you like run out of backups and you have to figure out what to do? Because Eri got really, really screwed on tree rupees. But...
And then just did a damageless Aga Tower.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
that's the backup. What do you mean? He didn't run out of backups.
Yeah, I mean, if I got hit in Aga Tower, I would have gone for some rupees. Yeah, and that was just the reasonable thing to do. But I thought, well, I have been feeling good about my Aga Towers, so it's not too unreasonable that I get through damageless, and that's probably faster than like mirroring going into Saha, mirroring back.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
It's a big power move too.
Oh, for
I was
sure.
wondering if you pulled the tree, like, so that you could skip one of the Saha chests, but I guess you were just gigabraining it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the second hit was really my bad. Like, I missed the dash. Like, I just missed the dash input, so I was too slow on killing the green guard on West Side Breeze. So then I tried to slash him, but he turned around and hit me. And it's like, yeah, okay, that's my fault. I should just not mess up. But the first guard, it was such a quick turn. Like, I was ready to boom him, and then he already turned and hit me. So there was nothing I could do there.
Yeah, that's crummy because like usually you have time, but it is possible for them to just turn around faster than you can react.
But it was just like the cherry on top of a already pretty rough light world to begin with.
Yeah, my light world was not very good either. I think it was better than yours, but well, I think because of the rupee stuff, it was better than yours. I think I was tied or maybe a tiny bit ahead of you out of Landmo, which means like relative to my normal light world, it was better than yours relative to your normal light world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I ended up hitting the switch in Hera, which is kind of ridiculous, but then I just did a damageless Moldorm because, of course, why not?
Yeah, Moldorm was a little sketchy. Hera was just, I got absolutely obliterated by boulders, and then I got knocked back to the right, so when I tried to get back on the stairs, I hopped off the stairs instead.
Oh, joy.
Yeah. Hera itself was fine.
Yeah,
Moldorm was a little sloppy, but...
I got hit by... Well, I got hit by a boulder just in the, like, straight out of the cutscene, and then I think I walked into one more. But then I also messed up a lot in the dungeon.
Right. Yeah, Eastern was fine until double readies and armos.
Yeah, a common story.
Yeah, exactly. But that's why I pick up Sankard and races like this, so you don't just walk into double readies and die.
Yeah, yeah. All right, well, I should probably get to bed. Thanks for the race, GG's. Thanks for calming at this, which I guess is not a ridiculous time for Tan, but feels like it should be because it's a ridiculous time for me.
Yeah, I was already saying, like, it's for Tam, it's probably the best time out of the three of us.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I think so.
Thanks so much for being considerate with your scheduling.
But yeah, thanks so much for the race, Fox, and hope you have a good night.
Yeah, I hope you have a good day.
Yeah, doctor's appointment in half an hour, so I better get going as well. So it worked out pretty well, all things considered.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, thank you so much, Fox. Thanks so much for the comms, Tam. It was a lot of fun to listen to.
Yeah, great race, guys. It was a lot of fun to watch. Congrats on the win, of course, and the good race, good run, Fox. Yes, that will probably do it for us.
On the loss, me.
Yeah. No, I guess we'll toss it over and wrap things up.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Great race. Thanks to everyone for watching. Our next NMG race is also in the Tower of Hera division. Friday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We got Matt7898 versus Gem. And we got some other stuff going on too. Check out the ZSR schedule in between. And I hope that everybody has a great night. See you next time.